I wanted to share with you one story about propagation from cuttings of the fruit trees. In this case it is a gage. It's almost the same thing as a plum, and this story will be more of a story about how resilient the plants are. It happened 1.5 years ago, 2 growing seasons ago, when I got a possibility to take 2 cuttings from this gage, a good variety, and I inserted it in my garden in my previous place where I lived. Both of them came up. The first one got eaten by slugs immediately. It's not here anymore, obviously, but this is the old growth, and as soon as the leaves came up, the slugs eat it and it died. So that was the first which came up. The second one, I got time to save it, so I used some copper tape and I put it around the stem. The copper tape doesn't completely guard against slugs, but it kind of hinders them a little bit, and it helped, and this one survived. So it made a shoot here last summer, it made a shoot here last summer, and it was nice. And I moved to this place and I took it with me. It was during winter, bare rooted, and I healed it in with the hope that when I get the bigger land I could plant it there, so I didn't want to plant it in this backyard. But then an accident happened. I broke my ankle, got surgery, wasn't able to move quite a long time, and the spring came and all the tens of different rooted cuttings which I have healed in one big bunch over there, they started to sprout and put new growth on while I was sleeping with my broken ankle. And I thought they will be all dead, but somehow they survived. Most of them, I should say. But of course, for example, in this case of this gage, no leaves came out up to there. This shoot died because it was all in the darkness, in the big bunch of other stuff. You see all these black currants and gooseberries and raspberries and other stuff which is growing. It was all bunched in one big bundle and healed in together with this thing. And when I first got possibility to move around a little bit, I immediately planted them all here. They're still agonizing a little bit about what I did to them, but most of them survived. They are not looking healthy at all, most of them, but they're surviving, and many of them starting to put on new growth even. And it was 2 days ago, I think, when I noticed that my gage will survive as well. I was so happy that I thought I need to make a video about it. All the time it was only these 3 leaves. This one, this one, this one. It had 2 smaller leaves here. It dropped it. These are slug eaten, damaged, not looking good at all. And it was, I don't know, 2 months maybe, while this small tree was only hanging on to these 3 leaves, damaged, bad looking leaves. And I was wondering if it will survive or not. But finally, obviously it has gotten the possibility to put enough root down there in the new place. And you see, these 3 new shoots are forming. It means it will live, and one day it will produce.